All right, you guys, today I got a question from a dad and a baseball coach. His name is Hugh Jorgen, and here's what he said. He said, I'd like to see some tips on how you handle young players who are just severely struggling with a certain skill. For instance, I have a kid who is having a tough time with even the most basic swing mechanics. I've tried to simplify things as much as possible for him, but he doesn't seem to catch on. How do you handle this sort of thing? I'd love to answer this question for you, Hugh, and I know your frustrations when a player isn't catching on, isn't listening, isn't doing what you know he should do, what you ask him to do, and it's not always the kid's fault. He might not understand why he's got to do it this way, or he might think his way is best. But basically, the best answer I could give you is a drill or a strategy called the slow motion correction. So basically, what you're going to do is you're going to ask your player to get in his stance and to go through his swing in slow motion so that you can see every detail that's going on. A lot of kids are going to think this is in slow motion, but you got to really tell them, no, 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 super slow motion so I can see everything. Excuse me. So you're going to tell him to get in his stance. And even from the stance position, you're going to see some things that you can probably fix for him. If his bat's lagging, you want to pick it up, put it at the 45-degree angle to be that power angle. Or maybe his stance, maybe his feet are crooked. A lot of kids, you're going to see that their feet, when they get into their stance, are kind of pointed outwards. So you want to correct him, tell him, hey, get your feet right. And as you move forward, you want to go into the load phase. Is he loading correctly? You want to make sure his hands are going back 2 inches. If he's not doing something that you know is best, then just correct his swing. Correct it right then and there. Stop him right in the middle of his swing and say, hey, we got to move your hands a little back further. I don't know in particular what issue your player's having with his swing, but it doesn't matter what it is. If his leg isn't turning in right away to be the first thing that initiates his swing, you got to tell him, hey, this is where your foot needs to go, and it needs to go before your hands. And so the slow motion correction drill is really good for young players to actually feel what it's like to do a proper swing, and it's going to start to build that muscle memory. And so once you correct him and he's got a pretty good swing in slow motion, you're going to have him repeat it. So he's going to repeat it 5 to 10 times before he can actually hit a baseball with it. So he's going to go in slow motion, he's going to do a perfect swing, and you're going to have to say, okay, that was good, do it again, and have it do it again about 5 to 10 times before he can hit a baseball. Once he's ready for the baseball, you want to start on a tee. After the tee, you want to start with soft toss. After soft toss, you can do front toss or overhand throw, but you want it to be a progression. You don't want to take too big of jumps to where he just sees a baseball and he goes back to his old habits, whatever it might be. So it's a slow process, but it's a worthwhile process, and your kid or your baseball player is going to start to understand the importance of mechanics in his swing. So I hope that helps. If you guys like this video, go ahead and hit the like button. Subscribe to this channel. Feel free to ask any questions you guys may have. I look forward to the next one. Thanks.